Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth day of the StarCraft 2 Chalmers Championship 2020. Today we're going to show you Group D, the final group of the group stages. I am Flex, and with me is Jock. Hello, Jock.
Oh, thanks for having me back to the stream.
No problem. You played yesterday and you did great. You even moved on to the next week. So we're going to see more of you next week as well. So let's talk about today's matches. So this is how the bracket for today looks. We're going to have the first match, as you can see now, live on screen any second. It's a software engineering player versus a bachelor engineering division student. So it's a Terran versus Zerg. What do you think about it, Jock, while we move into the map?
Well, I think this is the only age representative in the tournament, or am I wrong?
No, that's
I
correct.
think so.
Yep.
Yeah, so there is everything down on the line for age division here, while the IT division, I think, already have players qualified to the playoffs.
Yeah, they already have a player in the playoffs.
So
that's correct. So we need some hype for H in the chat, please. You can't spell hype without H. Okay, in the top right of this map, we have representing software engineering. It is Swexbe. Clap, 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 clap.
Well, and in the bottom left corner, we have H representatives last player MRK.
Yay! Wow, clap, 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 clap. Oh, the clap bot. I need to start the clap bot. It doesn't seem to be on right now. Give me a second.
Seems like doing a very safe and standard opening from the H player, even sending out a drone scout, which is not actually normal for Zerg to do. So you really want to check that the Terran player doesn't get the surprise on him.
Yeah. So.
And the Terran player is opening a doubling gas, which actually can indicate that he's going to do some mech play or maybe Banshee play or something gas intensive.
Yeah,
as otherwise it's a little bit early for double gas if you're going for the fast expand, very normal bread and butter Reaper build. So we're going to see something else here, I think. Orbital on time.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, chat, can we please get a clap in the chat just to show that our bot is working? Yeah, but you're absolutely correct. We have early gases from Swexbe staying on one base, probably going to be the second base now. Yeah, we have it. And in the chat, please let us know if the audio levels are a little bit off. If something is too loud or something else, please let us know. Okay, so yeah. So far,
I expect to see a factory very soon here from current player. Yeah, there it is.
Is it clapping loud? Maybe I'll turn it down now. Okay. Yeah, factory. Yep, we're seeing a factory from Swexbe. He is floating a lot of gas. So maybe we'll see a reaction to this as well.
He's actually going for the optimal gas mining with only...
Yeah,
because if you put 3 in every reactor, you actually get more gas, but every SV is not mining as much gas because there is a cap on how much you can get.
Yeah, that's actually correct. Usually you see this from Protoss though. You see it quite often, but this is an interesting strat from Swexbe here. See if it's what it's going to use that gas for. We have the reactor soon finishing up for the factory, so we'll probably.
Yeah, and we also have a Roach Warren finishing up.
Oh yeah. Roach Warren on the other side. Will we see some aggression? Yeah, we will. 8
Yeah,
roaches.
there is definitely an all-in coming here.
Yeah, this screams aggression. Yeah.
And switching to reactors, I think there's gonna be Hellions, so this can be a very tough hold. But at least he's going mech, he's slamming down 2 more factories.
Yeah, let's see if he has enough time to get a tank out. If we would have gone a Stargate, then maybe a Banshee would be possible, but right now he needs something else to hold it. Yeah, we have some
this window.
fans in the chat for MRK, yeah. Hype. So
this window is going to be extremely tight because the roaches are already on the way across the map.
Yeah, Swexbe has no real map presence when it comes to vision, so he's not going to see the roaches until they show up on his doorstep. I've turned down the clap bot for those in the chat, so we'll let us know later if it's there. Okay, now the surge units are in his vision. Okay. He's pulling SCVs to repair the bunker, but it's not enough for SCVs. He's pulling back home. It's good that he's retreating with the surging, SCVs, but the question is, will he be able to raise the depot there between? Yes, he does! That's nice.
Yeah. If people wondering why this seems like very strong, as a very strong push, is because the Terran player was extremely greedy with getting all his infrastructure up immediately, instead of producing any units from his early buildings.
Yeah, and also these Hellions are, like, their flamethrower is much better against light units, and these roaches are armored units, so they're good against Hellions. So there's other units from the Terran that will survive the roach attack better, but we didn't see any of those because Swexbe didn't scout. And there we go! GG!
DG! 1 down for the H representative.
Yes! So that's a point to MRK.
And I must lower my in-game volume because I can barely hear Flex when the roaches start fighting. Okay. So then it's Swexbe's map pick.
Yep. Since we're doing a loser's pick system, then the loser gets to pick the next map, and it's going to be an Oxide. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's definitely my favorite map. I think it sometimes can be hard to play Terran versus Zerg on it, just because if you're doing the Hellion opening, there is a large chunk of destructible rock in front of the ramp to the second base. And therefore it takes a lot of time for the Hellions to say, if you want to poke at the creep at the third base, it takes a very long time to wrap around and try to poke at the second base. So it's very easy for the Zerg player to patrol his queens in between those bases.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't get to that real Hellion harass point because the roach attack hit so early. Do you think that Swexbe is going to perhaps get an early Reaper to perhaps scout better?
If I were Svex, I'd definitely try to go Bio after that kind of aggression, but also a Banshee I think would be very nice in this map, because for the same reason the Banshee can be very annoying for the Queens if it's hovering above the destructible rocks in between.
Yep.
So there's a lot of high grounds for the Banshee to hide away.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's go into game 2. It's already live. In the top right corner of Oxide is down 1-0, representing Turquoise and the Smurfs. It is Swexbe. Wow! Clap, clap, clap.
And in the bottom right, the pink Zerg from H, MRK.
Yay! Clap, clap, clap. Wow, we have some Robin fans in the chat, yeah, for MRK, so that's good to see that there are some nice fans. Just put all your best memes in the chat.
I think we have someone taking a play from my book here. 2 SCVs is already out looking to play some proxy barracks, I would say. Yes.
Yep. But what do you think about their positioning, though?
They're very far away, but at least they won't be scouted, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's see, do you think he's going to make a third barracks here with the third SCV as well?
Yes, definitely. I think he's doing 3 barracks for now. No, he's actually doing 4 as well. So he's going to do that's supply depot wall. So he's doing 3 barracks. It's basically as all in as doing 4, so it doesn't matter.
MRK is drone scouting though, and he did that last game as well. So it's an interesting choice from Swexbe to make this build order when MRK is known for drone scouting, or at least he did it last game.
Yeah. But I would say drone scouting the first game is probably more common, because I think the first game is usually the game you choose. Sometimes I feel it's a little bit predictable if you lose the first game to immediately pull out the cheese afterwards. Yeah. But he's going for the drone scout again, and I think he's
on the second base, so he's already cancelled it.
Oh, he's doing the full cancel.
Yeah, but that's good because Swexbe has not built any workers. He hasn't even built an orbital command, so he's down on
Yeah,
8 mining workers in his main base, so and
it's
16 in the Zerg.
it's very good for the Zerg player. However, having a lot of experience doing this build, I think the full cancel is a bit overkill because now he just have like 300 extra minerals he can't spend anyway.
Yeah, you don't have enough larvae as a Zerg player, so you can't produce enough units anyways if you cancel it. Let's see what
So,
happens. Okay, so
yeah,
only 4
always
marines
goes
so
for
far.
Roach Warren. I think that's way too slow for a defense here.
Yeah, he only has some Zerglings and the Queen, so there is an opportunity here for Swexbe.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't sure what was coming.
Oh,
I think he was
pulled
confused.
This is an interesting, very important position here on how you micro to keep your units alive. And I agree with what you said, Roach Warren will be very slow, and only now are we seeing Spine Crawlers.
But since the barracks are so far away, they're actually reinforcement. Slow, but he's hemorrhaging every time they engage.
Oh,
Queen is going down.
is this enough? Oh, Zerglings.
This will clean up for now, but it's 6 drones killed. I think maybe he's done the damage.
It's 10,
that he
10
can
workers.
continue. They're tiling workers?
Yeah, the tiny workers, 10-10.
Okay. Yeah, this push is over now, I think. These marines will die as they come out of the barracks. Yeah, and he's doing the lift off now.
So there's only 1 marine on the map. Desperately trying to get home, and he's starting
the question now is,
again.
Yeah, it will be very. The question is now if he can hold the counterattack, because now the roaches and Zerglings are coming over the map.
Yeah.
And he can't produce with the barracks since they're up in the air. Otherwise, this would be holdable. But always going extremely greedy with slamming it.
Expand on the low ground.
Yeah, immediately regretting it after getting scout.
And raises the depot.
The depot.
Oh no! The SCV was he touching it?
The SCV betrayed him.
Oi, ay, in the chat.
An infiltrator SCV betrayed them.
Yes, he was standing on the doorway so you can't close the supply wall. That was not hype. So the Zerg units are now pushing through the doorway. Will they get through? Will it target?
It depends, like... Yeah, he knows that he should target the SCVs with the... So... Yeah, I think this push is unfortunately going to kill here. I definitely think so.
Yeah, if we look in the... Like there's 5 workers against 10, and there's no army supply at all except for these 3 marines that are currently building. And if they're going to pop out one by one, they're going to be easy pickings.
Yeah.
GG gets called! GG! Well, that was a quick match. So we have already the results from the off stream, and it was a 2-0 win to the software engineering player Vidde. So what we are going to do is that we are going to go to a short commercial break, or no commercials. We're just going to go on a short break, and then we'll give you the next matches of the tournament. Go to the bathroom and get some drinks or whatever, but then come back. Okay, so we are back live. These are the results from the first matches. So it was a very quick series on both sides. So we're now waiting for the players to get ready for the next round of matches. And we're going to show you the losers match next between Swexbe and Sagoos. So we are currently waiting for the players for doing the map vetoes. So while we're waiting for them, we can talk about the prizes. So Jock, what do you feel about these prizes?
I think it's very nice that you fixed sponsors for this event, and I haven't seen the what do you call it? The thing you get when you win, except for the money. The
trophy?
buckle, or what should I call it?
Trophy?
Like the trophy. Yeah, the trophy. I haven't seen the trophy, but I'm almost most hungry for having that in my living room would be really nice. Showing all the other plebs out there that you're the number one on the ladder.
Yeah. But just to add, the trophies, as written in the tournament rules, are supposed to be put in the division houses. So you're not allowed to take them home, so to say. So, for example, if a software engineering student would win it, it would be put into Hubben and so on. I'm not sure the names of all the different houses for all the different divisions. But yeah, if you were to win 1,300 crowns, because you're still in the competition, it's not impossible. What would you spend it on Inet?
I would definitely look into a new keyboard, because the one I have has already some keys. Playing StarCraft 2. I think I'm on my third replacement for the control key, so there's not much to pick from anymore right now, because I need the rest of the But yeah, I think they have some new and nice keys there.
That sounds good. Yeah, well, as you said, we have much to thank for the sponsors for this, for the prize pool. So for those of you watching, if you ever need a new keyboard and you don't win the tournament, then you can always buy it yourself from inet.se. If you do, please let them know who sent you. We are very happy of having them as sponsors for this event, so we can have this nice prize pool. Okay, it seems like we're having some troubles getting the players ready. So we're going to go on a few minutes break to try and get the players ready for you. We'll have it ready for you as soon as possible. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so we are getting the map ready for you. The next map is going to be Juggernaut in between the losers match between Swexbe and Sagoos. So this is going to be interesting. As we said before, both players got the first matches got over quite quickly. So we'll see how it goes here. We're just waiting for the final confirmation from our players that they are ready to start. And then we're going to hop into the game right as soon as possible. But we have the map chosen and everything.
Jagannatha is definitely the biggest map in the map pool. So for a TVT, I think this could possibly be a long game, if that's any tell.
Yeah.
Because
do you think it's going to be like cheeses or off the table in that case?
like cheeses would. When it comes to TVT, I think there isn't too much cheese that's viable. I think the Proxy Reaper is probably like the most deadly one of.
Yep.
And that one could definitely hit hard on this map. There is one jump up point in the main, and that's enough for the Reapers to get in. But if the game stabilizes, it could be a really long.
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we have the match ready for you. In the top right corner, we have representing software engineering. It is Swexbe. Wow! Clap, 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 clap. And in the go ahead.
Yeah, and in the bottom right we have Sagoos from Automation and Mechatronics in the gray trunks.
Yes.
Sagoos.
Clap, clap, clap. So do we have some Mechatronics fans? Because this is the first time we're seeing them on the stream. So if you're a fan of Mechatronics in the chat, let us know. Have some cheers for your player here. Okay, we are having some it's fine. Okay, so we're going to have an early SCV scout from Swexbe here. So it's going to see that there's no cheese involved.
Yeah, immediately checking if that proxy barrack is out on the map.
Yeah.
I think the easiest way to check for the proxy reaper is to actually go to the other player's main and see if there are a barracks there.
Yeah, that's correct. Because if you start scouting, then there's always a chance that you miss where it's put, and it's always the barracks are always at the edge of the vision of where you actually did scout. So, as you say, this is a better strategy.
Yeah. Otherwise, it actually takes in average it takes much less time, because otherwise you have to check. If you go right over the map, you will know in less time than that.
Yeah. So we saw some worker on worker action before there. Perhaps the players trying to see how much APM or attention they can steal from each other, because these are not pro players. So being able to push them away from their normal idea or strategy or even mindset could go a long ways.
Yeah. And it already could have some effects. We have 4 workers in the gas refinery.
Yeah.
So losing a little bit of, but now realizing not much damage done, to be honest.
Yeah. And on the other side we have Swexbe's 2 worker in each gas strategy. So interesting to see. So Swexbe seems to be doing the same build order as last game, or the first match I should say, when he got the double gases and then barracks and so on. The first game in the first match.
Yeah, he's going for this mech setup by the game, I think.
Yeah. On the other side, we see Sagoos is scouting with her SCV, seeing that there is a expansion on the long ground, so she should know that she's safe from any positive attacks. So I expect her to macro up quite heavily. She is getting a bunker in the middle of the map. That's interesting, and she's not really spending her money back at home. It's going to be interesting to see what she wants to do here.
Yeah, I think that bunker is not going to do much right now. I just think it's we leave that bunker because there doesn't seem to be any intention to push out to the bunker anyway. So
yeah, maybe it was a mistake. Not sure. But now she's getting her command center on the low ground, so she's moving ahead in the income as well, perhaps a little bit later than Swexbe, and who also has his tech lab on his factory already done, so he's going to produce tanks already. Steam on the way. Oh, we have a scan here.
Oh, wow. Oh, the scan in the...
Yeah. So Sagoos sees what Swexbe is up to. She knows exactly how far he is in the tech and so on. So now it's just a question if... What?
Yeah, that could actually be a little bit hard to scan to notice. Factory is researching about, and the factory is building a tank. You can actually believe that they're that's the starport standing between two tech labs.
Yeah.
Just waiting to be used.
Yeah, you're right. Also,
But,
Jock, I believe your microphone is cutting out sometimes. I'm not sure if it's your connection or my connection, or maybe it's your microphone not completely plugged in. But just so you know,
probably my microphone settings. I've done some elaboration to.
Okay, so we're seeing a that bunker seems to not be a mistake, because we're seeing a small forward base almost being built here outside of Swexbe's natural. So we're seeing 2 barracks here, which is it's at least good that making more production facilities for Sagoos, so she can spend all her money. But these are interesting positions for barracks, let's say, this time into the game.
Yeah.
But even though, if we look in the worker and army supply, it's not that far off. It's there is a lead for Swexbe, but it's not infinitely large. So we'll see what happens if a fight happens.
It actually was a bio setup this time, Swexbe. I thought it was going to mech with all those early gases.
Yeah, you're right. But maybe it was because he only had 2 workers in each gas, so he didn't mind super much. And he did go for the early tank and the early steam upgrade. And I'm not sure if the builds are completely optimized or not, so to say.
Probably not. At least you will make use of the later if the games drag on. You can always have more tanks in this matchup or more ravens, stuff like that.
So now we have a scan by Sagoos, seeing that there are tanks on Swexbe's side. So I wonder if she's going to start making tanks herself. She has a factory with a tech lab, so it's possible.
Combat shield and steam in production from Sagoos. We don't have combat shield yet for Swexbe, but we have a lot of tanks. Oh, yeah, a lot of tanks.
Yeah, those 3 tanks are... tanks and marines are the 2 core units in Terran versus Terran matchups.
Oh, now you see the bunkers.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I wonder if he will
He's going to start sieging them from the high ground, so I wonder how Sagoos is going to handle it, because there are marines in them. So she should start retreating with these marines so they don't get completely annihilated from the high ground. It doesn't look that good anymore. Losing these units were a big portion of her supply.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much left at home to defend. There is 1 tank and a few marines.
Yeah, so she's going to have 2 tanks when the attack hits. So if she gets in good positions and gets some early shots off, she can perhaps make something happen. But then Swexbe always has the choice of lifting up into his mini medevacs and transporting himself directly into the main base, where there's probably not going to be any defenses. But both...
Oh, there is a drop coming in from Sagoos.
Oh, missed it. Oh,
Swexbe's main.
She's shooting her own medevac, and she's now fleeing, and she loses it. But she lost 6 workers, is still good, so now she's actually in the worker lead.
Yeah, that was a very good attempt because...
Oh, a tank dropped there. But it's not enough.
Yeah, I was afraid that Swexbe would pull back there. That's a common thing amongst players, that once they get attacked somewhere on the map, they immediately pull back all their stuff to defend it. But Swexbe doing the right thing to continue to push over the map and make sure that the reinforcement at home taking care of the drops.
Yeah, and seeing that, as you said, even though the Sagoos tanks were siege, having only 2 of them and nothing else to buffer for them means that he can just go in. And I like the micro trick of dropping one of his tanks. GG!
GG!
GG! So 1-0 to Swexbe. So let's see how it goes next. That was interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check the workers active graph. It was pretty even the whole game until the push happened.
Yeah. So I believe Sagoos is one of the players who are joining the tournament that has basically started playing when the tournament was announced a few months ago, and only having done that, I think Sagoos has still kept up quite well. Like in the income tab, in the armor supply, she was very close. It was just that her positioning of the building so on and not taking up the tanks quick enough was probably her downfall. But it was not like a complete beginner, so to say.
Yeah, I think she almost have learned the game in a reverse way from players, because usually most players grasp like the common tactics and then they get better mechanically. But I think in this case maybe she started to learn the macro and then did some bad calls with the barracks out on the map and the bunkers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you think it's
While
possible
still-
Do you think it's possible maybe she has played some other RTS games and therefore already has some quite good mechanics? Because she still were quite well with producing units and SVs there for a good while.
Yeah, possibly. Like if the action per minute is any indicator, there was even this game. But of course, that's usually not all telling.
Yeah. So we're waiting for the losing player to choose the next map, as we're going with the losers pick format. And since today has been so quick, I believe we are going to actually show you the winners game afterwards, which is going to be quite exciting.
An extra treat for all the viewers out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's very nice. So we're going to get you this map ready now. Yeah, I'm not promising anything, says Vidde in the chat, who's going to play off stream, on stream now. He's going to be later on. People believe in him. Yeah, that's good.
With
Okay.
the random beast playing random is a really man move.
So let's invite everyone to the game here.
I'm seeing a couple of 5-minute losses in my near future. Well, 5-minute loss, that would almost be forgetting the first supply depot or something like that.
Yeah, that's 5-minute loss is it's possible, so to say. I'm not sure the quickest game ever. Do you think it was the Naniwa probe pull?
It could definitely be the quickest game. That game actually got him banned as well.
Yeah, it was a very big trouble. For those of you who don't know, a player didn't want to play a game because like whether or not he won or lost didn't affect his score or him moving on in the tournament. He was already out. So at the start of the game, since he wasn't allowed to just forfeit, he pulled all of his workers and attacked the enemy and lost immediately, like a minute into the game. And doing that was that was done by a foreigner in Korea. So it was a big controversial topic for a long time afterwards, because the Koreans are very honorable when it comes to StarCraft. Yeah,
and they also have had a long history of match fixing, so I think this was red flag flying everywhere.
Yeah. There was a very big match fixing scandal in StarCraft 1 that almost killed the StarCraft 1 scene in Korea, and it was very, very big. Like there were the most major companies in Korea, like Samsung and so on, had their own StarCraft 1 teams. And this was in like 2008 and 9. Like this was when the game was already more than a decade old. But let's stop reminiscing, because the game is loading in.
Well, there actually was a scandal in StarCraft 2 as well. But if you
yeah. There was. But we can talk about that later. Let's introduce the players. In the top right, we have, she's down 1-0 and she needs support in the chat. It is Sagoos. Clap, 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 clap.
Yes, and in the bottom left from the IT division, we have Swexbe!
Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
What are we placing? GLHV, good luck, you need it.
Yeah,
Definitely throwing some banter out.
So people in the chat, is the clap good now, or is it too loud or too quiet? Please let us know. Okay, so we have standard openings. No cheeses yet. No proxy barracks.
No, and also Scout going out to verify that.
Yep. So I'm not sure if Sagoos did. Yeah, she did do an SCV scout. It was quite late, but she was able to spot the secondary base. So maybe we should do a later scout. She goes with a very early wall off to prevent Swexbe from getting in with his SCV.
Yeah. And also now taking the gas. A little bit late gas. So she will have money over for an expansion.
Yeah. Oh, is she gonna lose the worker? Oh! This worker needs to get away. Or will she get in? Or will she go with scout? Because as long as she tells it to move very far away, the opponent will reach it. So it looks like she's telling it to scout across the map, and in that case it's going to survive for a while. Yeah, it's going to move here at least.
Definitely the right call to not let Swexbe remain there. Not after paying for that full wall off.
Yeah. One alternative. I'm not sure if it was enough space between them, but to pull her SV in and then close the wall. But that is very risky.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet my.
Okay, so we have command center on the low ground from Swexbe, and in Sagoos' base we see another barracks, and nothing more yet. We're probably going to see some factory or something because she has more gas. Swexbe does as well.
I would actually like Sagoos to try one base build here. I think that would be good. Just get a bunch of attacking units and see what you can get done. Because I don't think this player had time to watch replays in between, but Sagoos is he's very open in the beginning. He doesn't have a lot of defending units. He likes to get his infrastructure up before he builds a lot. So
we'll see.
So if this indeed is a one base build, I think it could get in there and do some damage.
I think it's gonna be a command center now. Sagoos goes to second base, so she's also macroing up, but a little bit slower, but she has more infrastructure for units. So if she starts steam now, which she does, she can hit perhaps a good steam timing. We'll see if the first tank will be out by then. It's possible, and in that case it's going to be hard.
Very even in income tab once again. Both players have done a good job producing pylons and probes, I was about to say. But depots.
Yeah, so it's definitely anyone's game still. So Swexbe is ahead in the tech. He has his factory ready. But Sagoos, she has the upgrades for her tier 1 units. So for a window, her earlier units will be stronger. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes, double command center advantage though from Swexbe here. So he will start to pull away here in workers and income.
Yeah, he will. He's already up a few workers. So we'll see. Sagoos has chosen not to make a factory and continue her tech, so she seems to be on this early game infantry army composition for a while longer. Interesting.
TVT can be a matchup though, where it's okay to be behind in workers.
Yeah.
It's not as impactful, I would say, because there are these defending units, the tanks that makes the trades they can make is incredible. So if you're pushing into a fortified position, you're basically hemorrhaging a lot of resources usually.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll see if, as you say, if it's possible for them to make something happen. But tanks, as you said, are one of the stronger units, the meta-defining units, so to say, in this matchup. And Swexbe is already producing them, and Sagoos is not even close. She does not have a factory yet.
No.
And she has not started combat shields to continuously upgrade the Marines. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, seeing Sagoos building a turret in her base, if Swexbe is gonna take an adjustment on last game and put out the turret to catch that drop and eventually maybe coming in. as
We see a scout here seeing the infrastructure. Oh, double scans. Oh, she sees the army moving out. So
yeah.
Sago is probably going to be quite scared now, and there are 2 tanks in Swexbe's army. Sago does not have any tanks. She's her
No.
factory now, realizing that tanks are what is expected now. So do you think this is going to be a slow siege and encroachment on the natural base?
I'm not sure. I would like it to be a slow siege, the strongest move now, but I'm not sure what Swexbe will do here.
He makes a scan here, seeing the Marines, and he sees that there are no tanks.
I think Swexbe with Steam should take this fight, but
Sagoos
there is a lot of
steaming.
room for. Ooh, get out of there, Sagoos. You can't be on the low ground at all now.
Yeah, not when the first tank is up. If she would have steamed right there, it's possible she could have sniped the tanks. But now when one tank is already sieged up and ready to fire, then it's going to be very hard to get back to position. She needs tanks of her own to protect, and she is not producing any.
Yeah, these fights are very micro-intensive. There's a lot of mistakes you can make to totally throw a fight here, so...
No, she can't walk down here, no.
Oh, this...
Just the steaming and... Oh.
Yeah, getting impatient. It's a common thing to get when you are contained in one base, or when you are contained in your base.
Yeah, because Swexbe
it's not a good feeling.
Yeah, Swexbe doesn't need to actually kill here, even though he's doing the slow siege that we talked about before, because he's getting his 3rd base up, which is here on the minimap, you can show it there, which means that he's going to get even further ahead in income, so he basically only needs to stay here and keep Sagoos contained fully. But the tanks are going to be completely unstoppable as they slowly siege this base.
Yeah, this is something that's very hard to face for new players. There is a mechanic in StarCraft 2 making that if a unit stands next to a building that's getting attacked, it will react and try to defend it.
Yep.
And most of new players are not used to making use of hold position on their army.
For the reason that Rock just said, Sagoos is now down to only 11 army supply against 64. So now there's almost no units left. We have the first tank and sieging up, but in the main base, so she's going to sacrifice its natural position, which is going to put her on a 1-base economy. So let's see.
Yeah, giving up the expansion. Vidde have 3 bases of his own here, yeah. So I think this push will simply continue until Sagoos makes a mistake or runs out of money. So XP has so much extra cash to spend here, it can be really inefficient once.
Yeah. We now see a scan on the high ground, so he sees what's up, and there are tanks now, so now it's going to be harder to push in, but his army is going to be so much larger, so... Oh, are we seeing a command center lift off?
The thing is that we won't have enough scans from... we lifting up for his siege tanks. The thing is that she won't be able to keep up the scanning while Swexbe have 3 command centers can basically scan all the time.
Now he steams up and he's gonna snipe the last tank.
No, not this time, but...
He's close enough so that the tank can't shoot back, and the Marines are... Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
And now the tanks are free to move up and siege the base.
Ooh, 5 tanks now, and a Viking as well for air vision.
Yeah. So that means that the final mechatronics player will be eliminated from the tournament. But that was a good showing, and we would like to thank Sagoos for participating. You don't have to win, but showing up and playing is great, filling out the tournament bracket, so to say. So thank you to Sagoos.
Yeah, thank you, Sagoos. I think you have learned a lot in the time, I must say.
Yeah.
So, good performance today.
So we're now going to move into the winners bracket here between Vidde and MRK.
Yes, so this match is basically to decide the seed for the playoffs. So the winning player here will will get a better seed and avoid some of the stronger players in the first rounds. Which can be quite important if you want to go really far here. As there are some of the names out there are actually really good. So you want to get as good a seed as possible for the playoffs.
Yeah, very true. I'm gonna update the bracket here so you can see here. So it's a 2-0 win here by Swexbe. And we're getting the winners match ready between MRK and Vidde. It's going to be interesting to see, just as you say, it's very important winning the group or not. And who wins here is going to potentially create the first ever team kill in the decider match between two software engineering students. It's going to be interesting to see if that occurs. So in that
sense... That's a loaded moment.
Yeah, that's a big oof moment. But that guarantees that there's going to be at least one software engineering through. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It will also be the first winners match on stream, just because we got extra time today. Way, and it's the final group. So we're celebrating that with one extra.
Yep. And that's also what happens since we were able to show you 2 matches now in the time that usually 1 match. So now we're going to be able to show you 1 more match instead.
Fredagsmys. Kill team between 2 software engineers. You guys should decide who should be Steve Jobs and who should be Bill Gates in that match.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, but that's actually going to be a problem for the colors, because we also have them student division colored, but now it's not going to work. Jock, I'm going to invite you now to the game here, so don't miss joining.
I can rent out the yellow color if they want, if they pay me on the side.
Yeah, sure. But we're going to go with, they're going to have colors. If there's a team kill, we're going to use colors that are not used by any players from a student division in the tournament. So the green colors are left, and brown and light pink, because there's no I, M, or K or KFKB players. So there are some colors left. Okay, so we're going to have the first game on Deathaura. So we're going to see how that turns out. Do you have a favorite map in the map pool currently, at least now?
Yeah, I think, at least if I look at my statistics, Oxide is my best map. But otherwise, I think most of the maps are pretty good. Deathaura is definitely one of those maps I don't ban.
Yeah.
I think it's very hard to predict now, because we have a round in the games. There's happening here. But I would say if we get a Terran versus Zerg, which I have the most experience in as a Terran player, I would say that the third base can feel very open on Deathaura.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you... It's a Zerg versus random, which is very interesting, because usually Zergs don't drone scout. Do you expect a drone scout from MRK here?
Yes. Yes, I think maybe a drone scout. It depends. Like, I think Zerg will open pretty much the same, even whatever he faces. Like the first Overlord, I think will make it across the map, even before any important decision is taken for any matchup. Because I think most Zerg players always playing into the first expand in all matchups.
Okay.
But sending a drone can definitely be good, because Vidde has some real opportunity to pull off a cheese, because he knows what he's facing. So if he gets Terran or Protoss, for example, he can choose to cannon rush or proxy barracks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. There is going to be interesting. So we're just waiting for one. We have the lobby ready now. We're just waiting for one of the players. He is maybe on a break. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, you're right. There is always the risk. It seems like the number of games that include cheeses and include random seems to be some type of correlation in general. Because when I ladder as random, it seems like people always they either scout or they try to hard counter a cheese because they don't trust you, or they cheese themselves, at least more often than perhaps normal games. So we'll see what happens.
If you are facing a random, best to play Zerg.
You think?
Probably Protoss. Because Protoss has very specific build orders for every matchup, while Terran and Zerg pretty much could open standard and survive most of the things.
Yeah.
So I think MRK is in as good as position you can be facing around.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're not expecting something like a 12 pool drone pull from the random player in that case?
No, I think that like if he was facing Terran, for example, and the game would basically be over from that.
Yeah, no, but I mean from the random player. The random player does the drone pull.
Oh, you mean if the random player gets Zerg and does a drone? Yeah, that can definitely be strong.
Because if you're relying on the first Overlord, then the earliest rushes, so to say, get stronger because the first Overlord it's quite slow to show the first ever rush, because the first Overlord will get to the base around the time where you're pulling all your drones anyways.
I think maybe the best if Vidde gets Zerg, if I was Vidde and I was getting, I would put the 12 pull down, building a few Zerglings going over and deny the second base and taking my own. I think it's a strong coin flip opening.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's going to be interesting to see. And in that case, if you know your opponent is going to play safe and cut corners economically to be safe, then you yourself can do the double trick of going heavy into your economy. Can we watch the winners match? We're actually waiting for the winners match, Gergar. So the winners match is something we're going to show you, and it hasn't even started yet. So we're going to show you the entire winners match today, just for you, Gergar. So we're just sitting around waiting for one of the players in the winners match to get ready. Amazing. He's probably in the bathroom or something like that. So we are we want to show you the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, the situation is basically like MRK need to fast expand, I would say, because if he's facing Protoss or Terran, he would be so far behind if he didn't do it.
But
so if Vidde gets...
But if he defaults to fast expand, then the extremely early cheeses get even stronger.
Yeah, but there's still like I don't think there's a that's not survivable, and it will come down to execution of the players at that point.
Okay. Yeah, but no, you're right. Usually when I play Zerg, when I play versus random, I often drone scout just to make sure, because at least in my experience, it feels like randoms cheese more often. But that might just be my...
the probably cheesier player, they have like a normal player playing StarCraft 2, 3 matchup they have to consider. Like a random player has to learn 9 matchups. So...
But yeah, no, that's right.
So like there definitely gonna be some weak matchups from Vidde here. We don't know what matchup those are, but
I've heard rumors that he prefers to play Protoss, so maybe that's his semi-main race. But we'll see how it goes. I'm
actually going to scout his race report right now and see what the best matchup is.
Oh, no, that's a good idea. Now that while we're waiting.
Well, we have Protoss versus Zerg, 100%. That's quite 100%. Intimidating. Yeah, it's 2 games though, but Zerg versus Protoss is actually very good. 8 games for 75%.
Oh. So his Zerg is also good, you're saying, or just Zerg versus Protoss, or?
Oh, his Zerg versus Zerg is horrendous. That's 13 games, 15% win rate.
Okay, so maybe that compensates in a way.
Yeah, that's definitely his worst matchup. If he gets Zerg, then it's already
Okay.
So then he needs to really focus up.
So if you look at his 3 different matchups versus Zerg, how did they rank up?
Okay, so versus Zerg. Well, as I said, if he gets Zerg, it doesn't look very good. If he gets Terran, he has a solid 15% with quite a few games. If he gets Protoss, Yeah, only 2 games played, but if he gets Protoss, he have 100%, so he would probably
100%.
yeah, so he
Wow.
would probably Protoss, then Terran, and last Zerg. If he gets Zerg, he actually looks quite bad, I would say.
Quite bad. Yeah, but so you're saying that there's a 1 in 3 chance he wins every time, and there's a 1 in 3 chance he win 15% of the time. Like the game theory here matches up, so I think he's going to have a positive win rate.
It's actually, yeah, it's almost 100. One matchup is 50%, one matchup is 100%, matchup is almost 0%. So
yeah, well, it averages out.
yeah. He basically playing flip the coin here, or what is it? Sten, sax, påse in English.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But speaking of random, those of you who don't know, the best esports player in history is a StarCraft 1 player, and he's been playing Terran his entire life. But he's got bored at winning so hard because he won everything every day, and now he's switched to random officially. Yeah, Flash, Fredrik in the chat knows. So Flash, the world's best esports player ever, has
the
now
best
officially
gamer
switched
period.
to random. What do you say?
The best gamer period.
Yeah, the best gamer period. Yeah, no one has ever in any esport ever been as dominant as Flash has been in StarCraft 1. It hasn't even been like close to fun. Like, he's been so good.
He's basically bored with the competition. He has to challenge himself with artificial handicaps to make the game interesting again.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. Like, when he won the big StarCraft 1 championship, and they asked him in the Winters interview, "Oh, what do you feel about your win?" And then he responded with, "I don't care about winning the tournament once. My goal is to win it 3 times in a row." So like, he's on the stage, he has won the tournament, and he's about to give his winning speech, and his speech is, "I don't care. Winning once is like nothing." And it's like, what? And then after he won 3 times, then he was like, maybe I'll try random instead. It's too easy. And it's like, what are you talking about?
They also basically made a season. Kill Flash was the team. They only had maps that would heavily not favor Terran.
Yeah.
And he's a Terran player. When he's not playing random though. I found some more statistics on Vidde here. I couldn't find any. Okay, played a lot of games this season, but I saw that Deathaura is actually his worst map.
Ooh.
And it's the first map coming up.
But maybe there's not enough data to make correlations between map and race, because maybe he played all his CVC maps on that map. So
yeah, could be, definitely could be. Maybe we can get some analytics expert in on that.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're still waiting for MRK, and he hasn't showed up.
Yeah, this is starting to get awkward. Maybe we should like the deciders match first. I don't know.
We can't do the deciders match left because it requires the loser from this match.
Yeah, of course.
But in the yeah. We got contact with him now, so we're asking if he's ready, and then we'll start. Okay. So we're going to start the game now. Apparently there was some issues with him seeing our messages to him. So, but now the players are ready finally. So we're going to jump into the first game of the winners match. Winner moves on, loser gets to face Swexbe in the decider match. Wow.
Everyone hold their breath and wait for the decision.
Yeah. Clap in the chat.
Clap.
And it's a Zerg versus Zerg.
Predictions are going in favor for MRK here.
Yeah, in the bottom right corner we have representing Cerise. It is MRK. Wow, clap.
And in the top left corner we have Vidde from what is
Software
IT?
engineering.
Yeah, from software engineering. Clap.
Oh, we're not showing the game. Oh yeah. Whoops. Good seeing it in the chat. There we go.
Blink once if Protoss has been.
Yes, blink once if it's Protoss. No, I didn't say anything. So it's going to be interesting to see, as we said before. Oh, now here's the clap. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Nice chat. You can hear the cheer level going up. The more claps we get, the higher the cheer level up, and there's quite good tracks there.
And there's actually a lot of things happening in the game already.
Yes.
We're having a drone scout pulled out as you predicted, but we also have a fast pull from Vidde here.
Yeah, so MRK is going for the conservative expand, pull expand and scout, which is interesting. So he's both conservative and scouts. On the other side, we have a full one base, definitely aggression from Vidde, which is going to get drone scouted.
And he's hiding his overlords as well, so making it as hard as possible for MRK to find out.
Yeah, like pulling your overlords back this is usually a very bad idea, but just because it's a Zerg versus Zerg, he doesn't want his overlords to get scouted because it's random. Because the overlords of the opponents will otherwise see them and he will know the race.
So Gas is now ready for MRK as well. He will be quite a bit behind on that speed.
Okay, we have a good amount of fans for Robin here, which is MRK, so that's very good. If it's possible in the chat, is there a pink color, then please change your color to pink, just so that we can see who you're cheering on immediately.
Yeah, maybe you can say how we do that. You said that on
in the chat on Twitch, there's a cogwheel in the bottom left usually, and if you press that, like below the chat, just immediately below the chat, there's a cogwheel. If you press that, you can change color, and then you can change to like pink, whatever. Okay, so they're saying my voice is a bit low. I turned it up slightly. Please let us know if I'm still too low. We're looking at the
So he's making first contact here, going into the main and scout. Oh, get stuck.
So he sees that there are a lot of Zerglings, but he has his Roach Warren up. The speed from MRK though is very slow, so there's going to be slow Zerglings for a long time.
And Vidde also has a base of his own, so I think a lot from MRK here.
Yeah.
I have to check the income graph, but it's actually quite equalized because of the response from MRK here.
Yeah. So now the Zerglings are going to reach Vidde space here, but they're all slow, and Vidde has speedlings. So
yeah, and Vidde is not...
There are not that many Zerglings though, so he should perhaps not take this fight.
Yeah.
And the Roach Warren, I believe, is done. Yep, so Vidde can start making Roaches, which are better against Zerglings.
Speed is not far off now from MRK. Speed hits here, we will see some action. There is not enough from Vidde right now to defend here, but more links are coming out.
Yeah, speed is gonna finish. Oh, this is gonna be very tough for him.
He's utilizing the time where he has speed. Very tight window there.
Yeah, but there's not enough. He needs to fall back, wait for more reinforcements. He takes it with the Queen. This is not looking good.
No, this is looking aye. There are 3 queens here though. Or at least was 3 queens. More links are coming out to help defend here. It's a very, very volatile matchup, Zerg versus.
Yeah, definitely is. It's also interesting to see that both players skip Banelings, but that's GG! Clap, clap, clap. So MRK takes the first map. So we're going to ask Vidde for the next map. That was very quick. Easy for Robin in the chat. Yes, easy. So it's good to see a lot of H fans in the chat. Very good. We're going to want to see all your exclamation points clap. Just so you know, we have a clap bot. If you write exclamation point clap in the chat, you can write it together with another message. It's fine. You'll hear clapping. You should be hearing it at least. And I think exclamation point clap that order, not the other way. MRK and here we go.
Oh, the yellow color which wasn't quite yellow, it was more gold, I would say.
It's not Donald Duck approved.
No, unfortunately, I can't give it the seal of approval.
No, that's so sad. They really should.
Such a disappointment.
Yeah, they really should change the colors of on Twitch so you can have all the 15 division colors.
Yeah.
It's very good. StarCraft has exactly like 15 or 16 colors, and they all map very, very well to the student division at Chalmers, which is very nice to see. So that's a very good luck. But I believe if you have the premium account on Twitch, you can have all RGB colors of your name. But who pays money for content on the internet? Am I right? Anyways, we have a 1-0 lead now, and we're going to jump into the game on Oxide. Let's see how it goes. In the bottom left position on the map, he has the StarCraft 1 classic skin on his Nexus, as he did on the hatchery last game. Now in his main race, it is Vidde. Wow, clap in the chat.
And in the top right corner, we have MRK from the H division in the cerise or pink color for our normal.
Clap, clap, clap. So let's get the scores up here. Nope.
So this would be Vidde's best matchup then.
That's what I've heard. I heard that his if we'll even look at his introduction here, it says he likes cannon rushes. So I would assume that there would have been a cannon rush, but he's not doing it. So I'm very surprised, because this might be the only Protoss vs Zerg game he makes.
And that gateway is have a troubling distance from the ramp.
Yeah. Yeah,
but there is a forge as well.
So he's making a cannon rush, but maybe he forgot about it and realized it after a while. Oh yeah, I do like cannon rushes.
I'm not sure. Or maybe it's only going for one base. The quick side before follow-up. Or at least quicker.
So the path the probe took makes it invisible, but now he even shows it in the main base.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't look like he intends to cannon rush.
No, but then it's interesting getting the forge as he did. Maybe he wants to take his second base. Because there's already been a drone scout seeing the forge. He's going for the cybernetics core now, so he's going to not drone scout cannon rush.
Oh, MRK doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Nothing is clear when you're facing a probe. Taking an extra loop around the hatchery.
How many games has MRK won against Protoss so far? 0. Am I right? Well, it's looking like it's going to be 1. No, I'm just kidding. So we're seeing here a very strong 1 base position here from Vidde. So he's going to chrono out warp gate, so we're expecting a 1 base push. We'll see if MRK can handle it.
Yeah. I feel like there maybe was some cannon. Something made him don't do it, because there was 2 probes full as well, or was there 1 probe chasing a drone or something like that?
I think it was chasing a drone. I think maybe he would have cannon rushed if he wouldn't have been drone scouted like that.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing there. Oh, 1 Zergling. Will he take the base though? Because now he's getting pushed away.
Well, one Zergling versus. But it's ended quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the no wall up mode is very risky.
Yeah.
And there are 8 more links on the way. That's not very much anyway, but it can be quite troublesome to hold when you have a.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So people in the chat told me that I've been a little low, so I turned down everything else because I'm already at max. So if you wanted me to turn it up even more, please let me know. Okay, where's my winner point of view? Well, you can look at the MRK camera here. This should be his camera. So now we're following his camera as he looks around and micro is circling. It's not as exciting because now we're only seeing his vision. And his micro is circling. He's sending out Zerglings 1 by 1 scouting. He sees the opponent here. So we're transitioning into a macro game, but there was a rocky start, so to say. Vidde had a very large 1 base commitment there for a long while before taking a secondary base, and because of that, MRK stayed on very few drones.
Yeah.
No, there's no overlay that says whose vision it is. You can see by the colors here, white versus red. So now we're seeing MRK, now we're seeing Vidde. Overlord scouts the base, seeing the gateways.
Now now MRK is really turning up that Zerg machines, pulling away drone count.
Yeah, and
they were equal just a few seconds ago, but Vidde has now recognized that this is going to be a macro game.
Yeah.
Or at least he thinks so. There is a push coming out. This is actually quite a lot of sellouts.
Yeah, and he has charge on the way.
To kill. This can be pretty hard to kill with the Zerglings here.
Yeah, and...
There is one Zergling trying to stop this, but he just missed.
Oh no. I really want to...
Checking the third base.
Yeah, there's no third base from the Protoss yet, and
he
now
he's expecting a third base. He is checking all possible locations.
Oh, Zerg army.
The Stalkers are up front. This is not good.
Yeah, this is not good, getting his army positioned like this. He only loses one Stalker though, and he kills a lot of Zerglings. But he probably should go home now, he's already quite bruised up. And he doesn't have charge yet, he's waiting. He should wait for this upgrade.
Yeah, he can't warp in reinforcement because there are no proxy paths. Anything like that.
Yeah, there's
but
no
these links will definitely get shredded before this fight.
And now charge is gonna be done.
He takes a queen with him at least.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad of a trade. He traded away his units, but he killed a lot of Zerglings and a queen. And it also scared MRK from making more workers, so Vidde was able to catch up, because he actually built workers at the same time, which can be very difficult.
Yeah, it definitely looks okay, but I really fear these kind of situations when I'm playing against the Zerg, because almost no army to pressure the Zerg with, so the Zerg is having no fear, so he can build as many workers as he wants for at least a few minutes now.
Yeah.
So this is like the spot where Zerg play can really explode his economy. Yeah.
And we're seeing more shield barriers and stuff, so Vidde is scared. We can see the fear in his body. He's not taking a third base, and he's still quite defensive in his secondary base. He pulls up some zealots for a counterattack perhaps, but there's a lot of Zerglings around on the map, so they're gonna catch it eventually. He's floating a lot of gas. We're seeing no higher tech units. Oh, we're seeing a Dark Shrine, just about as I say that, so maybe Dark Templars or even Archons is gonna be useful. The zealots walk in, and that's not a good trade, I don't think.
No, the Hydras on the high ground is having a real field day here.
Yeah.
These zealots won't be able to escape. Maybe the recalling it's too late for the recall as well.
Yeah, going up with the zealots here were one thing, but attacking and losing all of them, not sure about that. So now MRK feels that there's going to be fewer units on the other side, so he's going to try and make some counterattack happen.
Yes.
And Vidde has no late tech units. He has so much gas which could be used for Colossus or Disruptors or even Archons, but he doesn't have anything of that yet. So this Dark Shrine really needs to pull its weight.
Ooh, the armies are passing between each other.
That was an interesting
now
play.
Realizing, can I get? I just get one Hydras for free. That's not a lot.
He loses one Stalker for it.
Yeah. And the two Stalkers are still going over the map, trying to kill off the queens in the ramp. Oof, you as a Zerg player is...
Oh, you cut out there.
Enough to break.
Is there enough break?
Is this enough to take over the ramp?
I wouldn't go up the ramp. Not with a shield barrier that can get overcharged, but definitely keeping the contain and macroing up. He's only 50 drones, that's not enough for 3 bases. Like, if you look at his third base, it's like a third of the workers that you need. So I would just stay with the Hydras, do some poking, perhaps get an Overseer here to just poke up the ramp, but I won't push in unless the defender loses all their units like this.
Like, Vidde really wants to poke against his Hydras, but he can't do that because they have the same range as the Stalker.
Yeah.
So every time he does that, he actually trades some units instead.
Yeah. And now we see the Dark Templars warped in. The question is, do they use them to? Does he show them right now and attack the army? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think he have to. Like, that army outside the base is starting.
Yeah.
To end him if he goes over the map.
Yeah, and he's getting DT teleport as well, DT blink. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Overseer is morphing right on.
Oh, can he get away?
No.
Now the Stalkers needs to get away. I snipes the Overseer, but there's no more Dark Templars.
And there's probably more Overseers coming.
There's no in the production though.
No.
And if you look in the income tab, no. We have some hype for MRK in the chat. Let's go. H for hype.
MRK is definitely smelling the blood here. Just
Yeah.
producing Hydras.
Yeah, look at the army supply, 70 versus 9. And the Void Rays are not going to help out that much against Hydra. Void Rays are anti-armored flying units, and there's only light units on the ground. Ay ay ay.
Yeah, this base is coming down. There is no stopping this army from MRK.
Yep, GG!
Yeah.
That means MRK is going to move forward in the winners bracket to the playoffs next week. Congratulations to MRK! Wow,
Yeah,
undefeated.
But on a side note, congratulations to Vidde. This just moves on with the worst seed.
No, because it was only the winner match.
No,
So
okay, I'm doing twice. Okay, he's going to decide. My bad.
no problem. So I'm gonna invite the 2 players now. So what we're gonna do is that we're going to go on a short break now, just to get the Desires match ready for you. We'll be right back. Okay, so we have the game ready for you immediately. Okay, in the top right position we have representing software engineering in the light pink. It is Swexbe! Clap, 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 clap.
Yes, and in the bottom left position we have Trunks representing the same union, and clap, 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 clap.
Clap! So this is the first ever team kill we're gonna see, student division self-kill. So only one of them will move through, and the other one, the loser has to transfer to H. It should be that the winner gets to transfer from HF to this group. Mao. So we'll see. It's a Zerg versus Terran. There's no early base here from the Zerg at all yet.
I just noticed now these guys have the same claim tag as well.
Yeah, they're both LaggIT members.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, both Swexbe and Vidde are actually part of LaggIT, and they have been helping out with hosting on the off-stream matches. So both these players are technically part of the tournament organizing crew. So that's why they have the LaggIT tag and the Smurf, the LaggIT Smurf logo around their command centers. So
Roach Warren is going down.
Yeah, we're very early Roach Warren.
No gas yet though.
No gas. Yeah, you're right. So that's going to be interesting. We have some drones here getting pulled away. So yeah, as you said, this Roach Warren here screams early aggression, but there's no gases, so he can't build any roaches from this Roach Warren.
Yeah, definitely some kind of build, or like I was saying, gases must be later.
Yeah. Do you think it's a possibility that he got the Roach Warren I don't know, like just in case he needs it, but if he doesn't have any gas, it doesn't matter anyways. I'm not sure.
No, I think Vidde is too good of a player for that. I think he definitely must have forgot something in his build order here. That's my only read on this situation.
Yeah. And since his drone got stuck on the ramp, he doesn't see anything else. So he doesn't know about the secondary base, he doesn't know about the gas timings or a factory or anything. And meanwhile, on the other side, there was only a scout for the secondary base. So the Roach Tech and the command center on the low ground are still hidden information so far.
Yeah, I think Vidde is probably free base. So yeah. I'm not sure.
Wow, good meme in the chat. So in the chat, it's these two players are organizers and they couldn't even arrange for one of them to win the group. Shake my head. Lamao. It's crazy why people always mine gas. Can't they just fart? Wow! Thanks for the memes. Keep it going in the chat, please. I like the teal greens here as well, so we can see who you're cheering for. Okay, so now we're starting to actually get Roach production up, and we see a very early stim from Swexbe. Interesting.
Yeah, I think this is probably some preemptively anti-Hellion roaches. I think he probably built on counter Terran's early poking aggression with Hellions and stuff like that. You always need to have some defense. I think some defenses is needed anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that Vidde made the mistake of just building the Roach Warren slightly too early, but getting roaches here defensively is very fine. We saw yesterday in your match actually, Jock, that your early Hellion Marine push could have been thwarted with roaches but didn't. So in that case, roaches would have been very useful. But we're not seeing any Hellions at all yet until now, so the roaches are defensively well, but they're not necessary yet, so to say.
Yeah. I think there was always the fear when also be Banshees, because opening both Hellion Banshees is also quite common. Yeah. It's a great way to... So if the Zerg player overreacts with roaches, you at least have the Banshee, so you know he won't go over the map and kill you.
Yeah.
But here the roaches are moving out, and so
this is
will definitely go and take a check here.
Yeah, but it's he doesn't have roach speed yet, and the opponent has stim, so he can get chased here if he's not careful. Oh, he's morphs into Ravager, so he's going to start sieging for real. This is a very committed attack now. No drones in production, even more roaches.
Yeah,
He's going to want to start using these Ravagers and their trick shot attack to start killing the bunker.
I actually think this push can work out pretty well because like Hellions are basically useless.
Yeah, the real units here are the Marauders. They are very good against both Roaches and Ravagers.
But there is a drop coming around the map that would probably take some attention away from
2 Hellbats.
Vidde. This is something that he probably will need to produce in units at home to defend.
He walks into the Wither Mines. He did not see the Wither Mines and he loses the entire army. Ay.
There's one quick steam from that high DPS Terran army. Can totally end the push like that.
And we're seeing some more Roaches showing up just in not time. Meanwhile, we have the drop on the other side.
Drop is coming down.
Yeah, it's not getting microed, so it's just randomly aggroing on the Queen. Here we get some drones pulled, 3 drones dead. Meanwhile, the Roaches did get the bunker, but the Wither Mines are recharging and starting to clear up the Roaches. So we're seeing damage on both sides, but it's looking like Swexbe got the good end of that bargain.
Yeah, I would have to check the income tab here to get the
Swexbe is in the lead now because he killed enough workers. So he has got more workers, and since he's Terran, he's got the mule advantage also.
Yeah.
But he's also...
it's actually... Oh, I thought it was the other... Yeah, then he's definitely in a position, I would say, versus a third player.
Yeah, but if we look in the money that they have, it's both are banking up quite a lot of resources. So where Swexbe now spends it very well, but Vidde still needs to spend it. So maybe he needs more queens injecting larvae. He has no queens on his 3rd base, so he's losing a lot of production because he could have had more larvae on this base. We have a drop here that's just waiting, itching to drop these Hellbats on all these juicy drones here. But we're not seeing anything yet.
There's also decent creep spread coming out from Vidde, I would say.
He has at least connected the bases.
Yeah, he haven't totally forgot to spread the creep, and he has some active tumors as well.
Yeah.
This is something that eventually Swexbe would like to push back, because pushing over creep is the most scary thing in the whole world, because you know that the Zerg is seeing everything you do.
Oh no! Only 2 workers.
2 workers.
He could have gotten
getting out of there.
3.
3 workers.
Yeah, but
nice harassment.
It's still a playable game, so to say. Terran is getting his 3rd base. We're seeing Hydralisk tech here from the Zerg. No evolution chambers, so no real upgrades. And he still have very few drones, but there are not that many SCVs on the other side. I would have perhaps wanted to see a macro hatch, just to get Vidde to spend that money, because he has so many minerals. Perhaps taking the gas on his 2nd base as well. Yeah, there he goes.
He's taking a 4th base, so I guess you can call that a macro.
Yeah, like ever since the what was it, Hardest War Legacy Void update, where bases run out quicker, like getting a macro hatch on location is very legit as well. But as soon as he gets a queen there to start injecting, it's going to help him with spending all his money. We are seeing the drop getting back here again, getting more workers.
This time doing a lot better.
Yeah. If these are the same Hellbats that were in the main, there's been a lot of damage here. Oh, there's nothing in the natural. Oh no! Oh, he pulls the drones towards them. Oh, it's a real bloodbath. Oh no!
This Hellbats has over 10 kills.
Wow, Swexbe is on fire, just like the drones. Nice meme. Minus 20 workers. That's not good. Income tab, more than 1,000 income advantage to Swexbe. This was not safe for Zerg.
This buys Swexbe so much time to do what he wants before he push outs as well.
Yeah, and he's actually getting upgrades, so he's going to win in that on that axis as well. And it is a real... This is a very... What do you think about this armor composition? Marine Hellbat.
It's definitely something I don't see very often, but...
Army fight in the middle. There's so much more Terran. I don't like this fight for Zerg.
And also the high ground advantage coming in.
Yeah. Oh, he moves into the Hellbats. Interesting. I don't think this is good trade now. Terran is ahead in the army by a lot.
I don't know if this army is game ending. Isn't it should back up? Those Marines are not done for another steam, I say.
Yeah, there's not a single medevac. All these units could be healed by a medevac. Instead, they're all damaged. This
could possibly be a game-ending army.
Yeah.
Going here, but...
Oh, now there's a lot of Hydras here, but... If there would have been 2 medevacs here, it would have possibly won the game, but now there's not enough support in it. Interesting movement here when it goes forward towards the Hellbat like that. 12 more roaches, Hydras on the way, but there's a large reinforcement coming here, and medevacs.
Oh, that's a big army.
Yeah, good macro.
Also.
Good macro by Swexbe. He's able to produce a lot of units by all of those production facilities. Do we have a high ground advantage here by the Hydras, but they're getting roasted by these Hellbats.
Now kiting away from the Hellbats instead.
But this...
But yeah, there's so much here.
Not looking good. In the armor supply, it's like 5k versus 500, so not looking good for our software engineer, but it is looking good for our software engineer. Good game! Swexbe, 1-up. So, Vidde gets to choose the first map. Clap in the chat.
Claps. Well, it was somewhat of an alien game though. So totally not Swexbe laying down the hammer on Vidde.
No, like after this game, it's definitely possible for Vidde to come back or at least get a map. As you say, it was not a super hard win.
Sometimes you can see a game where like clearly too far apart, but here I would say there's definitely a possible for both players to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. We're loading in on the next map here, getting the players ready.
Oh yeah?
I mean the lobby, but did you get the invite? Oh, there you go.
Now I got it. Yes, thank you.
Good. Good. Ready. It's good now that the... What?
Yeah, I just said Lightshade is the map choice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's also now much quicker now because it's the tournament organizers playing, so they know the rope, so to say. So we don't need to go to break between every game. We're already having the next game loading up and having a map chosen. You said it was a Lightshade here. It's going to be interesting to see how it works. Random here. Let's see what it gets. It's a Terran versus Terran.
Terran versus Terran. Okay.
Okay. In the top left position, we have he's down 1-0. He needs your help. It is Vidde. Wow! Clap, clap, clap.
And in the bottom left corner, we have Swexbe. Look out! Final spot in that playoffs. It's Swexbe.
Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Let's see what we're having here.
No.
I think this map is definitely a double-edged sword for Terran players because there is very hard to get the third base, but there is also a lot of high base around opponent's third base.
What do you think about this double depot before racks opening?
From who? From
Vidde.
From Vidde. Double supply depot before racks. That's definitely not good for any reason. I think that's a mistake, unfortunately.
Swexbe gets the scout off and sees what race his opponent is. This opening here of not getting the barracks as soon as possible is going to make him a few seconds behind, but I don't think on this level it's going to be the end of the world yet.
No, definitely not. This would be game ending in any case.
Yeah, and we have a mistake on the other side as well with full workers in the gas, so it's the mistakes even out, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe there are some tournament nerves coming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not every day you have the entire world watching you. How many people do we have in the stream now? I'm gonna refresh the stream. Let's see here.
30 according to mine. I'm not sure if that's the correct.
Yeah, it says 30 even. That's probably like 30 more people than they usually have when they're playing. 29 depending on how you count. So we have similar openings. We have barracks into gas. Command center on the low ground though. On the other side we have barracks into double gas and another barracks. So Vidde is going to stay on the more one base approach for longer.
Yes, a little bit longer, but the command center is coming down pretty quick just after you said that. So
yeah. Let's see. Double Reaper on one base. What do you feel about this timing?
I think this is this is okay. It's reactor double Reapers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a cheeky move. Like. I'm not sure if this is obviously not the high builds, because if there were an enemy Reaper in here from Swexbe, which is very possible in this matchup, it would already have hit. But with 2 Reapers of his own, I definitely think he can get some damage. If he grabs like 1 or 2 Marines, he can snowball from there, because the Reapers will heal in between the fights.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. And he only makes these 2, no other Reapers. So maybe these are just for scouting or small harass and not really a big commitment. And there is nothing here in the base.
Is looking pretty exposed here.
Yeah, like where are the units? The only 4 Marines are in the bunker, so the Reapers are getting in here. They got to get 2 workers. Can you get 3 maybe if he targets fire? Oh, the Marines are here. But this is a lot of lost mining time.
Yeah. The damage is done by far. Like even 1 worker favor so much lost mining time as well.
Yeah.
And 1 Reaper gets away.
So Vidde just needs to. Yeah, he's gonna move his second base. Just is about to tell him. So the income is definitely going to start equaling out. They have the same amount of workers almost, and they both have their second bases on location. We have factory and starport on both sides, but the first tank is on Swexbe side.
Mm-hmm. The Marines is catching the Reaper.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, but what's another good thing about that harassment is that Vidde sees with the Reapers exactly how it looks in the base. So he sees that there was no like Banshee incoming and so on, and it also delayed that.
Yes, now another work is going.
Yeah.
Starport, so it got substantially delayed here.
Yeah, a lot of delay.
I think Swexbe possibly forgot that the worker died there.
Yeah, I think so as well. And now we are having combat shield on one side from 2 barracks and only 1 barracks on the other side. So this is definitely anyone's game still.
And finally a tech labs. So this could only mean as it's cloak banshees. The cloak is in production.
Ooh, this is interesting. And he doesn't have a tank yet though. So let's see if he can. There's going to be a small aggression from Swexbe here. Let's see if Vidde can hold it without any tanks of his own.
Oh, and without steam. And it's missing a double loss. Now you don't have don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Like dropping every muse right now can definitely be a death for Swexbe here. He needs to store up the energy.
Yeah. This cloak here, very important. Do you think he's gonna send the Banshee immediately to the base, or do with the DTs and start trading with the army?
It depends here. I would try to get it over the map, but
he's gonna fly over the army. He flies over the army.
How's the energy status here? We have 1 scan available. 1 scan.
1 scan, yeah. And there's no engineering bay.
But is there anything at home? He doesn't just need a scan, he needs the Banshee as well.
There's almost nothing at home, so this Banshee can really make it all happen. And the cloak is finishing up right now. Banshee cloaking field.
Yeah, this puts the clock on Sweden here. He needs.
Don't lose the Banshee.
Don't lose that Banshee.
He has cloak.
Just the cloak.
Put them over the mineral line. Cloak it, cloak. Okay.
2 scans available now.
And the question is, can Vidde macro behind this though when he's microing? We're seeing a lot of money here on his side.
He's scanning the front of the enemy's base now.
Oh, he's not realizing though? There's the scan.
Scanning the Banshee. The Banshee escapes.
It escapes. And he still has a lot of energy left. This is very powerful.
Dead. Now she needs to move home immediately.
Vikings are out.
Finally a Viking. 10 workers dead. Lost mining time, approximately at least 1 minute.
Yeah.
This was major damage. However, it is very micro-intensive, so I think Vidde possibly slipped up on some of his micro.
Yeah. He is floating a lot of money, but that Swexbe is doing that as well, actually.
Yeah. The workers are more even than I thought.
Yeah. So let's see. No one has a... Oh, there's a third base starting for Swexbe now any second. So, and there's a fusion core on the side of Vidde, so he's going to like making those battle cruisers soon.
4 Vikings waiting for the second. This could end very fast if the cloak is not immediately activated.
He even sees the banshees at the end of each vision.
Yeah, he will have 2 scan at his disposal as well, almost 3.
Yeah, and the Vikings are starting to harass the banshee. Cloaks.
Yeah,
Yeah, as you said, there's going to be...
here.
Yeah.
But
He can start picking off those damaged workers. If he focus fires, he can get 3 workers here. Oh! He didn't focus fire, so there's still a lot of injured, but he got a few anyways.
Yeah, and it took a scan or 2 as well.
Yeah. And now the tanks are going to start sieging from Swexbe.
Too far forward with that medevac spotter.
And there's only 4 Vikings in the air and nothing else. No.
No. Vidde, no.
Standing in tank range, not good. See the blood here.
These Vikings are really the deciding factor here, giving the extra vision. And a spot on that high ground as well. Yeah, he's outranging now. 1 scan come down, try to mitigate this.
It's not...
But it's too late.
He should probably like let that bunker go, and I'll be careful of that tank. He moves it in range, or he's gonna lose it.
Yeah.
He trades it with 1 tank. Okay, now he has that position. The question, as soon as the scan runs out...
The tank is so low, so you force it out if you want.
And he has to continuously scan to actually get vision here. Because the tanks can shoot longer than what their vision range is, so if you scan you can see further, or if you have Vikings in the air that can spot, as Swexbe does. This is... and he's floating so much money. Look at Vidde. If he had all that money in the battle cruisers or the siege tanks, he could have 10 siege tanks right now with that money.
Yeah, he could have 3 Tech Lab starports. And
he gets
the fusion core.
only 1 tank there's another tank coming up. Sieging up.
Isn't he producing the battle cruisers? Starport just waiting to get to work here.
He's probably very busy trying to micro this fight.
This is life or death here for Vidde.
Yeah, it is. It's his tournament life.
Definitely stabilizing on the other side. Even has a third base out. Solid planetary fortress.
Yes, Swexbe, and he's actually much better with spending his money as well, so this push is going to continue. We have a cloaked banshee here trying to snipe some tanks. And he gets 1 of them, still 1 tank left. Do we have more tanks on the way? No, not really. 1 tank over there. This is a real nail bite here. As you said, this is Vidde's tournament life on the line. If he loses this map, he's permanently out of the tournament, and Swexbe goes through to next week.
So many Vikings here. Yes, superiority.
Oh, he goes in, he tries to get 1 of the tanks, he gets it, and there's only a new tank here.
Now there is so many Vikings, I feel.
Oh, can he get that tank though? There's no tanks left on the Swexbe side. And look at how injured Swexbe's army is. There's no medevac here to heal.
2 banshees coming out.
Double cloak
There must be
banshee.
scans available, I think. There have to be.
But he has the fusion core and there's no battle cruisers. He's making Vikings out of tech lab starport. He must have forgotten that he has battle cruiser tech.
It might actually be the right call, because there are already 7 Vikings out for Swexbe here.
But he would have had probably 4 or at least 3 battle cruisers, and then he could jam out away 3 of the Vikings, and then it's so strong.
Yeah, he really needs to get working on that Jagannatha.
Yeah, and he takes a hidden base in the bottom left. I like that choice.
Yeah.
Okay, can he move out now and put siege tanks around his 3rd base instead, so Vidde can move out and get more economy here? Even though he's floating a lot of money, he needs a better economy compared to Swexbe, what he has right now.
They need to smuggle some workers down to the hidden base here.
Yeah, he's going to be oversaturated in his main. And we have a battle cruiser on the way, but it's only one, and I'm not sure if he has Yamato yet. No, he doesn't. Oh, good micro here from Swexbe, picking off stuff with his Vikings. They have long range anti-air. And he keeps rallying across the map. And so far, it hasn't been a single armor or weapons upgrade for any player. That's very interesting. 12 minutes in.
Yeah, I think both players have been afraid. First the Reapers into the Banshee, into this devastating push here.
Yeah, it has been quite action-packed. It has been like constant fighting throughout the entire game almost. So it's been a very good game.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can start to stabilize maybe and get that battlecruiser count up.
The first battlecruiser is leaving the starport.
Yeah, and he's starting to put siege tanks here.
Yamato.
Yeah, and now he's making 3 battlecruisers at a time and Yamato. So as long as he survives until the next wave of battlecruisers, I think he's gonna have a very strong army. Oh, Swexbe sees how it looks now, and he's now producing 6 Vikings at a time because he sees the battlecruiser.
Yeah.
There's a teleport.
6 at a time. That's so many. That's so many though. I think those Vikings will flood those.
Yeah, there's a battlecruiser harass in Swexbe's main base.
Ooh. Almost mined out here anyway though. Still needing the gas from the geysers.
Yeah, and he gets a few workers.
The problem is that this battlecruiser won't make it home.
Yeah. And these Vikings, the
and 8 workers, simply not enough. So not a good move for Vidde.
No. And the base in the bottom left is finished, but there's no workers there, and he has so many extra workers in his main base. But the battlecruisers are now starting to pile up. He has the first wave of 3, and he's going to want to continue moving into more of his. He's changing into Vikings. What do you think about that?
I think that the Viking train has. There's so many Vikings on Swexbe here. The only way to regain some kind of control is build force now.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a lot of factories as well. So like they're extremely hard spot to be in for Vidde here.
Yeah. Now we're starting to see pot shots here from Swexbe. He's going in, shoots a few, and then gets out. Good. And as soon as the Vikings are out from Vidde's side, Swexbe can easily go in and start sniping battlecruisers because they're outrange battlecruisers. Oh, he goes in.
Is massive. Getting the tanks, I think, was the focus.
Yeah. You see there,
much left of this army. Yeah.
Almost 2 shots to battlecruiser.
Yeah.
Good micro from Swexbe. If we look in the income tab, Swexbe has been in the lead the entire game almost, or like for more than half, and he's had a very large lead as well. So his army is now double in supply. You can see down here 70 versus 140.
Yeah, like he's one steam away from being right.
Yeah, and now he's steaming in because Vidde's army walked into the tank line.
Somehow Vidde won the air war. This time more Vikings. Even
Yeah,
though we were producing 6 at a time at that point.
Yeah, but he stopped. Do you think it will go
I
back?
think Swexbe's undecisiveness is costing.
Yeah.
But he does have the bigger macro engine behind this. He can afford to lose a lot.
Yeah, and he lost the gas production in his main Swexbe, and he doesn't have 3-on-3 on all of them. His worker distribution is quite uneven, so to say. So his incoming gas is much lower even than Vidde's. Yeah. So that's why he's having trouble getting gas, and therefore can't make that many Vikings anymore.
Need to bring up the army tab here to.
Okay, Swexbe, you can see on the map, he scans the 3 third bases just to see what's up, because he realizes that Vidde has too much units for the amount of bases he has. He should be running out soon, but he is, and that's why he actually has the bottom left map. Oh, Vikings going in as well.
Yeah, now the Viking war is having all those starports with the reactors is totally outproducing Vidde here.
Yeah.
Well, Vidde has a hard time. Yes, microing his marines back and forth, taking a lot of tank shots in the meantime.
Yeah, and there's nothing left in the air for Vidde.
No, this is once again one steam away from victory here. This army will simply move by an aim away.
Yeah, and Vidde
but it
could
can be hard to tell
neighbors.
how many times. But if Swexbe has no, I think you can absolutely go for it right now if you want.
Yeah, but he's taking it more safe. Like he's winning in all regards. So he's just killing the army that's left on Vidde's side with his tanks far away. So he doesn't need to force anything. He's slowly leapfrogging forward his tanks. Ay.
At this point, I would almost say it's. He needs to see that he has a winning position here. I think he has played this game very good.
Yeah, very conservatively. He has constantly attacked. Like his rally has been across the map in the entire game, but he's never overextended. But now, if you look in the army supply tab, it's 30 versus 123. So now he sees it. Now he can just steam in with his marine.
And here comes the steam of the century.
Yeah.
All those
GG. And that concludes the final match of the group series. Yes. Congratulations to Swexbe.
Congrats indeed.
So we are going to update the graphics for you. There we go. So here is how the group looks now after when it's all said and done. And we're going to show you the playoff for next week as well. So the tournament continues next week, the same days as this week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to show you the upgraded playoffs bracket here. So here is the full schedule for next week. Please print screen it out, so if you don't know where to find it later on. Here we see all advanced players, all 8 of them, and we see the days they will play and who they will play against. Jock, the caster you hear as well next to me here, is on this schedule right here, and also are the players who played today, Swexbe and MRK. What are your thoughts about the bracket, Jock? Do you like the racial distributions and everything?
There's a lot of Terran.
There is.
Because I like to see Terran play myself, but only one Protoss represents probably the thing that stands out. And between MRK and Tux, I would say approximately that could be an even game. I don't know if I should make predictions on the. It's not a big point in doing that, but I will definitely need to have the game of my life to finish my first match here.
Yeah, yeah. But it's going to be a good week, I think, of StarCraft next week, just as it was a good week this week. I think that concludes it for today. Before leaving you, we want to show the full schedule here at the bottom. You can see which days are where. And also we would like you to remind you to please join LaggIT and follow us on Facebook, and please support our sponsors. I can show you the link here. If you have not yet signed up to LaggIT, please do. Each person that signs up gives us free money. So if you haven't, please sign up on that link in the chat right now. Okay. Now you have the schedule.
Feels bad. I actually haven't done that yet.
Oh, what? Well, we'll kick you out of the tournament if you don't. No, I'm just kidding. No, but go ahead, please do. It's super quick, and it will give us free money, and it will give you a free soda in the future. Okay.
What taste?
Whatever LaggIT has at hand during that event. So we'll see. Anyways.
Is a beer or soda?
A soda. We don't have any of those licenses. Okay, so that concludes today and concludes the group for today. and it concludes the entire group series. We hope you in the chat have had a good day, and we hope you follow us next week as we finish up the entire tournament. So that's a goodbye from us, and have fun. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Now I'm signed up.